welcome. This is Susan Lopresti, and I am so excited to have you here with me today. For those of you who don't know me, I am a holistic health coach, a Reiki and meditation practitioner, and my mission in life is to give midlife women the tools that are necessary to transition into this wonderful time of life easily and effortlessly so that they can continue to live long, healthy, and productive lives for many years to come. And I help women to stay healthy through many different healing modalities besides just the food on our plate. Health is holistic, and I like to get to the root cause instead of just putting a Band-Aid on your symptoms. I created this presentation that's called Eat. And there's a lot of obvious information in this presentation, and then maybe some not so obvious. I also wanted to tell you that I used a lot of resources to come up with this presentation. So at any time, if you're wondering where I got that information from, anything that I said, I'd be happy to share my resources with you on that. And then we want to go on to our current state of affairs is not looking too healthy right now for us in the US. So let's look at that. And it's become increasingly obvious that we have a massive food epidemic in the world. Childhood obesity is soaring like never before. Lifestyle diseases are taking millions of lives each year, and the statistics continue to worsen every year. In the Cabinet Office report, Food, an analysis of the issues commissioned by the Prime Minister as a precursor to a government review of food policy and new strategies on tackling obesity. It includes grim predictions about the growth of obesity in Britain, with 60% of the population expected to be overweight by the year 2050, compared with 28% today. And 70% of girls and 55% of boys expected to be overweight or obese in 40 years from now. The report also goes on to discuss children, and on average, children eat only 2.5 portions of fruit and vegetables per day. And I think it's actually less than that. I don't know, but it just sounds like more than what I would expect. But they claim that it's half the recommended intake that's required. They also eat 50% more added sugar than the recommended maximum and 25% more of saturated fat. The data from the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey that was dated from 2009 to 2010, they found that more than 2 in 3 adults are considered to be overweight or obese. More than 1 in 3 adults are considered to be obese, and more than 1 in 20 adults are considered to have extreme obesity. About 1/3 of children and adolescents ages 6 to 19 are considered to be overweight or obese, and more than 1 in 6 children and adolescents ages 6 to 19 are considered to be obese. What's my goal? Personal responsibility is key to your success. I understand that many people feel like getting healthy and staying healthy is hard work, but there are 2 paths that you can take in life. And the first path is easy, hard. And the second path is hard, easy. I wish that this was not the case, but most people opt for path number 1, which is easy, hard. And that means that they don't take their health seriously at a young age, and then their life gets progressively more difficult as they reach their 40s, 50s, and 60s, as they begin to lose their health. And that's unfortunate, right? If you're willing to do the work now while you're still healthy, which I know you are, since you showed up to listen to this presentation and this experience, it might be viewed as hard work, but my goal is to make the hard work easy so that you could enjoy the process and enjoy the outcome of taking personal responsibility for your health. It is worth it, I'm here to tell you. Let's not consider it to be hard work, but it is worth it. Hear me when I say, take personal responsibility. When I say those words to you, take personal responsibility, how does that make you feel? And why do you feel that way? Because it can feel overwhelming. And where do I begin? But I'm going to make it very easy for you. The intention of this class is to open your eyes and your mind to the truth around nutrition. And we're going to start by debunking 5 myths. Myth number 1, whole wheat is a health food and is an essential part of a balanced diet. Myth number 2, eating fat makes you fat. So if you want to lose weight, you need to eat less fat. Myth number 3, a high protein diet increases strain on your kidneys and raises your risk of kidney disease. Myth number 4, all calories are created equal. It doesn't matter which types of foods they are coming from. Myth number 5, the only people who should go on gluten-free are people with celiac disease. You need to hear the truth because there is nothing more important than your ability to live with vitality. If you are tired all the time, sluggish, you have no energy, no ambition, you're not living your healthy life. My goal is not to scare you with this information. My goal is not to create more stress in your life. And my goal is not to prevent you from enjoying yourself because eating requires work. My goal is to help you to become aware of what you can do to make better choices without compromising anything, because eating well should be fun, it should be rewarding, and it should be exciting. And so I don't want you to feel that it's not going to be that way, because it is. So let's move on. Eat like a caveman. Before I start sharing strategies to make nutrition fun, exciting, easy, rewarding, and successful, I want to share a very important quote with you, and I want you to think about this. Here's the quote. When you have your health, you have 1,000 dreams, and when you don't, you only have one. When you're healthy, you're wishing for more money, more success, more free time, a car, all of these things that you want, a bigger home, a golf course membership, whatever it is, right? But when you don't have your health, that's the only thing you really want, is your health. During the Paleolithic period, many thousands of years ago, people ate primarily vegetables, fruits, nuts, roots, and meat. And that varied depending on the season and the availability of the foods. Based upon scientific research examining the types and the quantities of foods that our hunter-gatherer ancestors ate, the foundation of the paleo diet, that's basically what it was back then, is lean meat, including ostrich and bison, as well as organ meats, seafood, fresh fruits, and non-starchy vegetables, which is a far cry from the standard American diet that we eat today. And, you know, the acronym for the standard American diet is ironically SAD. SAD. And I say ironically because it really is a sad diet. It's very unhealthy the way Americans are eating. And why is that? Well, today, the staples of fruits and vegetables and everything that I just mentioned is replaced with refined sugar, high fructose corn syrup, cereals, breads, potatoes, pasteurized milk products, and most people are eating a much narrower selection of fruits and vegetables and roots and nuts and seeds, and in lesser quantities, than our cavemen ancestors. And a study by the researchers from the University of California had out-of-shape volunteers eat a paleo diet for 2 weeks. In that time, their blood pressure levels decreased, as did their levels of cholesterol by an average of 30 points, which the researchers compared to the type of drop you get by taking statins for 6 months. Their levels of triglycerides also improved. Are you wondering yet what you should eat and what you should not eat? I'm going to give you a very basic list for now of what you should eat and what you should not eat. So on the what to eat list, grass-produced meats, fish and seafood, fresh fruits and vegetables, eggs, nuts, seeds, healthful oils such as olive oil, walnut oil, flaxseed oil, macadamia oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. What not to eat: cereals and grains, legumes, including peanuts, dairy, refined sugars, potatoes, and processed foods. Also salt, refined vegetable oils. And I want you to hold on tight because I'm about to reveal some pretty cool resources if you want to incorporate a paleo lifestyle into your home. And I'm going to put some resources in the show notes for you. I want to also tell you that never be hungry and never be full. And I'm going to state the obvious for a moment because sometimes the things that are most visible to us are often overlooked. Think about this for a moment. A sweet potato comes from the ground and an egg comes from a hen. But where do Pop-Tarts come from? Far too many people are grabbing processed foods that are lacking in vital nutrients, such as antioxidants and fiber. What's even worse is that a lot of processed foods tend to sneak in things that aren't really necessary for us to be eating, like extra sodium and also extra sugar. Here's the trick. Every meal should be filled with vibrant and natural colors, the colors of the rainbow, not from Skittles and not from Fruit Loops or Lucky Charms, right? But fruits and vegetables. In addition, you should be crunching on lots of crunchy snacks that offer satisfying crunch when you bite into them. Think about apples and celery, snap peas, carrots, nuts, and seeds. All of these foods keep your mouth busier longer. The more you chew, the slower you actually are eating the food, and the more time that your body has to register that it's actually full. So that's something to consider. And now I want to give you some crunchy foods that you may want to consider. Roasted chickpeas, almonds and pumpkin seeds, frozen grapes are a great choice. Carrots, celery, organic popcorn, apple slices with almond butter, kale chips. Out of everything that I just mentioned, what are your favorite crunchy foods? And don't say potato chips and don't say Cheetos. They're not part of this diet plan. But think of the other favorite crunchy foods. And now I want to talk about time for some serious meal planning. And there are many opinions on this concept and studies that prove the importance of small meals throughout the day versus larger meals, and other reports which refuted and say some other opinion. And so my opinion, and something that I personally employ, and a strategy that has helped hundreds of people over the years, is to eat regularly so that you're never hungry and never full, will keep your metabolism consistent. You want to prevent yourself from overeating as long as you maintain strong portion control and keep your energy levels high. What does that mean exactly? You may be thinking about this. So research analysts from the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics have synthesized years of research on adult weight management to form nutrition guidelines. And one topic that they've analyzed is the effect of regular meals and snack patterns on weight loss. And several studies have shown that eating 4 to 5 times per day, and that's meals and snacks, is associated with reduced or no obesity risk. The research also shows that 3 meals a day could actually hurt your efforts to reach or maintain a healthy weight. Eating less than 3 meals or snacks per day may increase your risk of obesity, says the study. But the risk goes up when people eat 6 or more times per day, too. So you might be thinking 6 times a day, that's a ton of eating. Well, when you have proper meal planning, it is easy, which is my next strategy for you. Let's go on. Become a one liquid man or woman. Meal planning is an exercise that you need to deploy for 2 to 4 weeks, and then you could just rinse and repeat the process. And what I mean by this is if you have a meal plan for week 1 and another for week 2, you can use weeks 1 ideas in weeks number 3, and then you could use weeks 2 ideas in weeks number 4. Or you can have a 4-week meal plan that you reuse each month. So you see what I'm saying? You just rinse and repeat. But do not have a 1-week meal plan only, because then you'll burn out, and your nutritional diversity is important for your success. Here are the steps to build your meal plan. Step 1, plan your week. And this means look at your week and see what's currently on your schedule. Business meetings, time with your children or family, social activities. You should be taking meals with you to those events so that you're never left with nothing optimal to eat. It doesn't have to be a full meal. It could just be a snack that you need to carry with you. It is, depending on the event that you're planning. Step 2, go shopping. Prepare enough dinner each night so that you have leftovers for lunch the next day. This will make meal planning so much easier. Also have a variety of go-to breakfast choices, including smoothies, or gluten-free oatmeal, eggs, organic Greek yogurt, fruit, etc. And finally, narrow down 3 to 5 snack items each week that you could spread out each day. And it's best to shop around the perimeter of the supermarket or the grocery store, as the aisles in the middle are typically where people struggle. If you notice, when you walk into a supermarket, you always walk into the produce section, and that's on one perimeter. That's usually the left side of the store. The back wall is usually all of your meats and animal proteins, and then up the right side of the store are your dairy products. And those are the areas of the supermarket that you need to shop in. Step number 3, never go to bed without a prepared lunch. The most effective way to keep your meal planning running smoothly is to commit to going to bed once your breakfast, lunch, and snacks are already packed for the next day. Otherwise, the morning is too chaotic, and you will either skip a meal or bring something processed or take nothing with you to work or school. And when you're out of the house, that means that you're going to grab something that's unhealthy if you didn't bring foods with you. And then step 4 is that rinse and repeat process. I highly recommend and encourage you some creativity in your meal planning. But don't get too creative where sustainability gets lost You should reuse your meal plan every other week or every other month so that you're not starting from scratch each week. If you have week number 1 and you have meals planned for week number 1, you should use those same meals in week number 3. Week number 2, you should plan different meals and use those meals in week number 4, or do it for a monthly basis. Step number 5 is smile. Enjoy this process. Realize that it's a path to your dreams. Keep the meals fun and creative, but always err on the side of simplicity so that it's sustainable long term. You don't want to be creating these elaborate meals, especially when you already know that you're short on time. Who here is going to commit to start a meal plan within the next week? That's what you need to do. You need a meal plan. And now we want to talk about natural energy stimulation that has a multitude of benefits for you. I know that people often say that they do not like water. I hear it all the time. No water for me, no water for me. But it's time to get over that and focus on the health benefits of this beverage. Dr. Joseph McCullough, you may have heard of him. He's a very famous doctor. And he says many fail to realize how crucial an issue this is. It's his strong belief that the single most important, powerful intervention the majority of Americans can make for their physical health would be to stop drinking all sodas and juices and replace them with health-promoting pure water. This is such an important issue because nearly 75% of the U.S. is overweight, and the number one source of calories is sugar from soda, and diet sodas are even worse. Of course, water is essential for our survival. Every day, our body loses water through urine and sweat. This fluid needs to be replenished. For while you can survive months without food, without water, you wouldn't last more than a few days. If you get the fluid and water replacement issue right, then you will have made one of the most important and powerful steps you can take in controlling your health, believe it or not. The Institute of Medicine has determined that adequate intakes of total beverage per day be about 3 liters or 13 cups for men and 2.2 liters or 9 cups for women. And here are the top 10 health benefits of drinking water. It relieves fatigue, it improves your mood, it treats headaches and migraines, it helps in digestion and constipation, it aids weight loss, it flushes out toxins, it regulates body temperature, it promotes healthy skin, it relieves hangovers. Let's hope we're not getting hangovers at this point, but it also beats bad breath. If for some reason you still battle with consuming water as your newfound beverage of choice, I recommend adding some fresh fruits or citrus flavored or high quality essential oils to enhance the flavor. But please do not go down the path of sugary beverages. Believe me, just increasing your intake of water and eliminating sugary beverages and also those fancy coffees that you get at Starbucks and places like that, eliminate those. You will see a big difference in losing weight. Let's talk about going herb crazy. If you struggle with fatigue and low energy on a daily basis, your body is telling you that it's time to assess your health and your lifestyle choices. Drinking sugary energy drinks is not the answer to chronic feelings of weariness or lack of energy, but it is certainly a message that your body is sending to you. What if I was to tell you that there are many alternatives to the stimulant that lasts, taste great, and are extremely healthy. Welcome to the green smoothie movement. I'm going to share some healthy information in the show notes, but I want to scare you with some cold hard facts about energy drinks, because there's a difference between making your own smoothie and buying one. Energy drinks interfere with your body's ability to use water and also promote fluid loss. They raise your cholesterol. They send insulin levels out of control. They contribute to rheumatoid arthritis and stroke. They damage your blood vessels, and they increase your risk of heart disease. Okay, are you ready to swap out this habit with a new healthy habit of green smoothies? This is a very important step for your overall health. And empty beverage calories are just that. They're empty. How much water do you consume each day? Do you add anything to enhance the flavor? You really want to start paying attention to creating your own healthy smoothies and less about reaching for prepackaged bottles that are on a shelf. Create your own healthy water. If you don't like just plain water, put fruits, put lemons, put limes, put raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, any kind of fruit really, even melons. You could put melon in them. It'll add some natural sugar and it will add flavor and it will taste delicious, and you'll mix it up. I don't have a problem drinking regular water. I'm happy to drink regular water, especially first thing in the morning. I wake up and have warm water with lemon as a way of detoxing. Let's go on from here and kick it up a notch. Herbs and spices will become your new best friend in your kitchen. They can be used with so many different dishes, and they're perfect for lending life to otherwise very bland foods without piling on extra calories. For instance, sweet potatoes can easily be baked into fries with some cinnamon sprinkled on top for a healthy sweet side dish. Adding fresh herbs such as dill or parsley to your steamed vegetables is also a great way to enhance the flavor. Quality herbs and spices provide a distinct and delightful flavor to prepared foods, so incorporate them into your meals as much as you possibly can. Great ones to try include basil and chive, cilantro, mint, oregano, rosemary, sage, tarragon, and thyme. These are all wonderful spices, and rather than relying on the same familiar seasonings, expand your flavor horizon by purchasing a few new ones or less common spices and herbs, and give them a try as well. Curry power adds a lot of depth and flavor to roasted vegetables, stews, and soups, so you may want to try them. And curry is very healthy for you. Herbes de Provence can be used in marinades, rubbed on meats and fish, added to soups or grilled or sauteed veggies, and used for flavor sauces as well. Star anise can be combined with cinnamon, grated ginger, and chopped scallions to poached chicken. Adding a dash here and a sprinkle there will also add some excitement to the process. You'll feel like a real chef as you experiment with new creations. You want to avoid burnout with simple creativity. And I'm all about simplicity. And I say that all the time because simplicity is sustainable. It's sustainable and it's enjoyable too, because it could be done quick and easy and it's delicious. So okay, I will admit that this strategy might be slightly intense, but it is worth it, because once you start eating the right foods, you will want to experience even more healthy foods, even more exciting. So consider putting this on the back burner if you're just getting started. But one thing that will inevitably happen as you start to make healthy food choices is that you will be in the kitchen more often. So why not make it a ton of fun? Anything that helps you prepare more food more efficiently and with more excitement is encouraged. And I suggest assessing your household needs to determine what you'll benefit from the most. For example, purchasing a new grill is generally a worthwhile investment. Quality protein will be a staple for your diet, and preparing it on a state-of-the-art grill will keep you smiling over an open flame. Additionally, ideas include like a slow cooker for making meals delicious in advance, a blender to whip up your green smoothies, or even gadgets for making slicing and dicing even easier. Cooking with the right tools will help to ensure that your healthy food is prepared correctly and tastes great. And one of the biggest make or break factors to sticking with your healthy eating plan. Will you be purchasing anything to supplement your healthy culinary adventure? You want to think about that for a second, just to make things fun and a little bit more exciting. How do you feel right now? Your healthy food choices should never get stale, and instead you should be eager and excited to consume high quality, nutritious foods. And I always recommend that you make it like a team effort. So if you have a family, get your whole entire family on board and involved in doing fun, creative things like making star watermelon slices like the last slide. And the perfect way to deploy this in your home is to give each family member a job. Write down top 3 meals that they enjoy the most. And then you could mix it up, and each family member may want to make a meal of their own. There is a lot here, and I'm sure that pizza and ice cream and chicken fingers will show up from time to time. But you can Google paleo options if you want, and you can take any of this food and you could swap out ingredients to make it healthier versions of your favorite foods. There's always that you can try. There's a lot that you can really do, and I know that I did share a lot of information and also excitement and overwhelm. So you may feel a little bit overwhelmed, but excited to give this a try. And I think that it's a really healthy option, the paleo diet. And if you are overweight and you're looking to really kickstart your weight loss program, the paleo diet may be exactly what you need. Give it a try. I do want to thank you so much for being here with me today, taking time out of your busy day to learn some healthy information. And healthy eating is a staple of a high quality lifestyle, and it is something to put your time and your energy into, as the side effects include more energy, improved self-esteem, and amped up vigor for life. So what more can you ask for? Again, thank you for listening. I so appreciate your time and your energy here. And until the next time, be well, eat healthy. Bye for now.